Guys, I'm actually here with a review and I'm kind of excited. I wrote a book. I completed one. I'm going to just quickly tell you now that I'm not going to do a September wrap-up video because I only read 2 books, and those 2 books were Until I Die and Big Girls Do It Better, which was an ebook, and you can find those 2 reviews on my blog, which is www.bittenbybooklust.blogspot.com. Okay, so that is my blog. You can go check that out, and you can check out those reviews. So, fantastically, I'm really excited to be doing this review. I finished a book, and it was an excellent book. That book I'm going to be talking to you today about is Clarity by Kim Harrington. I'll just tell you a little bit of information about this, and I am going to be reading it from Goodreads, so bear with me. This book was published by Scholastic Point in March of 2011. It has 246 pages, and those 246 pages do include the acknowledgements, and this version is of course a hardback edition, which is lovely. Okay, so I'm just going to get straight on to the review. I have some notes because I have been taking notes, so trying something a little bit different with you guys. Okay, so basically this book is about Clarity, who is her family is a mixture of she is a psychic. Her brother's a medium and her mother's is telepathic. So they have these abilities. What I really loved about this book is that even though there were dark undertones throughout the whole thing, and there was the plot was very tight, I did find that I really enjoyed that it wasn't a negative spin so much on these abilities. And what I mean by negative is that I have read some books in the past where they deal with psychics and mediums, and for me personally, I just feel like there is a whole very rich negative connotation that's associated with them. And it is explored quite deeply in this book. So I did enjoy that, but I also enjoyed that Kim made the abilities believable and relatable, and not just some cookie cutter idea of, I guess, the typical way that you would think when you're reading a book like this. To me, anyway. That's how it felt. I'm finding it hard to even talk about it, even though I have notes. But yeah, I just found that those abilities were really well fleshed out, really well thought out. And for me, for someone who is a tarot reader, who does do readings, who has had psychic experiences before, to read something like that and really enjoy it without having that horrible feeling like it's fake, really just brought a whole different experience to the novel. And if you are very interested in that kind of thing, I guess you could say a cult, but I more like to think of it as positive, just positive stuff. I just feel like that kind of thing is positive, but I guess you can say that cult. If you guys are interested in things like psychics, mediums, occult, ghosts, this book definitely hit all my buzzwords. Definitely ghosts, definitely psychics, tourist towns, mystery. There is a murder, which is no surprise. You find out pretty much in the first couple of pages. I'm not spoiling it for you guys. And it is really just a great journey book as well, getting to know Clarity as a character. Now, like I said, I really did like the different aspects of the abilities. I liked that each character had their own ability, especially the people in her family, of course. And also another character who comes through the story, and how judgment has been passed on that woman, and how in turn that affects Clarity and her family. and how her community perceives her and her family, and how the tables get turned very quickly when something happens. So, although that aspect of it wasn't really that didn't really get explored as much as I thought it would, especially since it came across to me like Clarity was bullied a lot, and the town was against the family. But throughout the book, it didn't seem as it only just seemed like a short or a small span of people were actually still in that, I guess, judgmental zone. So I don't know, that aspect was a bit weird. What really stood out for me with this novel was obviously the really tight plot. When I say tight, I just think it all really came together quite well, quite interesting, fascinating. It was really actually quite interesting to read. I love learning about different things, whether it's fictional or not, and I think that Kim must have done her research as well, and I really like that about an author. The quality of writing was very easy to read, it flowed very well. It was definitely a page turner. There were some times when I thought I'd actually get through the whole book in one day, and I wanted to very desperately, but at the same time I did want to actually enjoy the book. And it is a short book, guys. It really is a short book, so for those fast readers, you could probably get through it in one sitting, and the plot could definitely get you through one sitting. So that is definitely one positive thing about it. It's definitely readable, and I would certainly suggest that you pick it up if you're interested in that, these themes. The romance aspect of it, for me, it wasn't too oversaturated with, oh my god, like, I love you, you love me, let's have babies kind of thing, like that kind of mushy, crappy, oogly things. For me, it didn't feel like that. I felt like the actual story was more important than the romance, though romance did play aspects in the novel, because she's a teenager. She has feelings. She's had experiences. She's had experiences, especially with one of the main characters, Justin, who is a strong character, who has made mistakes. And same with another character, Gabriel. She has a connection with Gabriel, who has his own secrets and family problems and that kind of thing. So I really didn't feel like the romance was mushy and saturated through the book. I felt like it had a purpose, it served its purpose, and I had a really great time reading it throughout the way. And I actually did generally care about each character, which is very difficult for me, especially in a book like this. I just find it hard to connect with all the characters, and I know you're not supposed to connect with every character in a book, but sometimes it's nice to just really care about every character. Even the bad guys. Even the bad guys I did care about in some aspect. I felt for them, and I know that the reason I felt for them has things to do with my own personality and my own perspective, but at the same time I could see why they would act the way they did. And I really love the ending, the last couple of pages, and how she, I won't go into detail actually because it might spoil it, but I really did like the way that she ended this book, especially Clarity reflecting how, I guess it just sums up the book and sums up her feelings and her thoughts and how she thinks about her future and how she reflects on the things that have been happening in the past couple of weeks and what they mean to her, and I really did enjoy that aspect. The only thing that kind of annoyed me was at the start, the information was a little bit repetitive. She would, and I don't think I need to say she would repeat things, but there were some parts of it that were like, okay, I get the point, you've said this before, let's move on. And I don't know whether that was just to fill pages or to kind of just, maybe it was just like a first novel kickstart kind of thing, a debut. I think it's a debut novel, but I'm not sure. But it did annoy me But after a while, it dissipated, and I really just fucking love this book. Now, I'm tossing up between giving it a 4.5 and a 5, and I'm thinking I'm going to give it a 5 because, honestly, I really enjoyed the experience wholeheartedly. The repetitiveness was nothing compared to the story. This has to be not one of the best, but one of the better books that I have read, and it's definitely original, or it's definitely refreshing. I wouldn't go as far to say as original, because some of the plots have been done before, but that's really hard in this industry to get a book that hasn't been done to death already 1,000 times. But to be able to take a new spin on it, and for it to actually capture my attention and make me want to read to all hours of the night, you've definitely sold me, Kim. You have definitely sold me. I think that's pretty much all the notes that I made. The ending was pretty short, but I think that looking back on it, I actually think that it was needed. I think that it summed it up pretty well. The process, it needed to be cut, not short, but it needed to just happen the way it did, and for it to move on, because there's nothing else you can really do. There was nothing else anyone could do. So I'm really, really glad that I read this book. I am, like I said, I'm going to probably rate it 5 stars. Let's just give it 5 stars. And I am definitely going to pick up the second book, which I already have. So I'm going to show you guys the second book in the series, which is Perception by Harrington. This one looks like it's a bit bigger, but I got the same covers, so they're so pretty, and I love them. I love the covers. I love the covers of these books, and it's going to look so nice on my shelf. I haven't read too much into this book yet, and I don't plan on looking at any reviews or anything like that. I will probably get around to it, I'm hoping, by the end of the year, because I really actually enjoy this series. So, yeah, I hope I haven't said too many times. So, I hope you have enjoyed this review, and I hope I have come across clearly. I have just been in school all day and had a heck of a day. It was my last day with my group, and I have my work simulation, which is my final test tomorrow, which I am so nervous about. And I have my first aid day, and then I have my last class, which I have to do a catch-up class, and then I only have to find placement, and then I'm done. So I am so proud of myself. I should be beginning my career as an aged care worker, a personal carer in an aged care centre, and then I should be back to normal with making more reviews and talking to you guys and sharing my life with you guys. So I want to thank all my new subscribers, my old subscribers, and anyone who just comes in and browses through my videos. If you have read Clarity, let me know what your thoughts were on the book, and if you are wanting to read Perception, let me know too, and I shall chat to you guys later. Bye.